Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Hey, you're all muted right now, and you're going to be muted throughout the presentation and whatnot. So just want to give you a heads up. We are getting ready to hop right in. Welcome to the inaugural IKAGG Power Hour. Give yourself a hand. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. Love having you. So ladies and gentlemen, before we jump in, this is a monthly interactive education event like no other, and we're so happy that you've joined us. Before we begin, I want to go over a little bit of housekeeping. You'll all be muted throughout the meeting. We ask that you remain muted unless you're called on directly. Typically, in most of the events that we hold, we ask you to enter information in the chat about yourself, but you don't need to do that today because after the meeting is completed, you'll receive a full list of all the attendees at today's meeting and their contact information. We do ask that you follow the code of ethics for this meeting by not spamming anyone or adding them to newsletter emails without their permission. But of course, the provided list is here for you to be able to reach out personally and to connect with one another after the meeting. We suggest that you have a pen and paper handy so that you can take some notes. Our speaker is going to give you some great information that you can apply to your business directly today. There will be no Q&A session today. However, we do have something special for you that we will announce a little later on in the meeting. So with that being said, let's go ahead and we're going to hop right in. I'm going to give you the agenda for today. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go. All right. Dun, 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 dun. There it is. Perfect. Welcome to the IKAGG Power Hour, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go through this. We're going to introduce our sponsors first. We will introduce our presenter as well for today. Her name is Kim Naughtin. We're very excited about having her start us off with this. She's going to talk about the 5 mistakes businesses make on Instagram and how you can avoid doing those yourself. After Kim is done, we're going to go into some breakouts discussion. We're going to have you in breakout rooms with our sponsors leading those discussions. After that, we'll come back for some light bulb moments, things that you picked up from the presentation that we can all learn from. And at the end, we'll have a wrap up with some announcements and testimonials for everyone. So with that being said, let's jump right into our sponsors. We have Amy Williamson of Pivotal Point Accounting. With over 22 years of accounting experience, Amy helps her clients balance their books and achieve their goals. She takes a holistic approach to her clients' businesses to help them navigate all aspects of the life cycle and operation of their business. She's the one to have on your side for sure. Amy Williamson, Pivotal Point Accounting. We have Laura Laurie of Vibrant Living with Laura. Are you feeling fluffy and yucky after this quarantine? Who isn't, right? Are you ready to turn your dad bod into a rad bod? Well, Laura has helped thousands of people change their lives and their health through her partnership with Isagenix. She makes healthy simple. Laura Laurie, Vibrant Living with Laura. We have Ashley Mitchell of the Sparkle Cleaning Company. Most people don't like to clean. They'd rather leave it up to the experts. Ashley and her team are dedicated to making your house sparkle through their proven process that leaves your home shiny clean. Because if you aren't sparkling, you're not shining. Ashley Mitchell with the Sparkle Cleaning Company. We have Allison Hillman of BTP by Allison, Been There Photography. Realizing you only have 1 or 2 blurry photos of a loved one after they passed away is a situation that Allison doesn't want anyone else to ever have to go through. She specializes in capturing moments through her expert photography at weddings, events, for businesses and families, and even helps with branding. She wants to capture your story no matter what chapter you're on. That's Allison Hillman, BTP by Allison. We have Jenny Watts of Right Ambitions. Which there do you use? That's a good question. Where do those commas go? Writing can be confusing. That's why we leave the wordsmithing up to Jenny. Not only can she help you with your editing and proofreading, but she also specializes in content creation, ghostwriting, and helping budding authors through the book writing process. Jenny Watts, Right Ambitions. And we have Rob Bergner of Ziegler Signs. From car wrapping and banners to yard signs and signs that are high in the sky, Rob has you covered. He can walk any business owner through the ins and outs of the signage world, and the best part is that Ziegler Signs manufactures their signs here out of their 30,000 square foot facility in Washington, Missouri. That is Rob Bergner with Ziegler Signs. Those are our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. Let me share with you a little bit about our speaker for today. I'm very excited to introduce Kim Naughtin. Kim is the founder of AEC Consultant Group. As a marketing consultant, Kim prides herself on distilling the specific needs of your business while leveraging her creative problem-solving abilities across various industries. She is deeply invested in her clients' success and believes communication and relationships are key. Understanding your target market and speaking directly to that market is critical for successful marketing. Gone are the days of telling people just how great your company is or how many awards you've won and why the customer would be crazy not to work with you. At AEC Consultant Group, they work with businesses that solve problems for their clients and put their clients' needs first in the marketing and outreach that represents their company. If you're interested in learning more about the services they provide, you can visit their website. That's aecconsultantgroup.com, or you can email Kim directly, kim@aecconsultantgroup.com. Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, I want to introduce our speaker, Kim Naughtin. Please give her a hand. And Kim, take it away.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys? Thanks for tuning in to the IKAGG Power Hour today. I'm going to go ahead and get my screen share on. I'm coming to you from Denver, Colorado. I've known the Lays now, gosh, for about 7 years, and great people, and watching them grow IKAGG has been just truly a wonderful experience for me and them. So I follow you guys, like I'm here, but like I know what you're all up to. So I know the names, I see you on the Facebook and the Instagram. I love what you're all up to. So thanks for supporting their cause. And I'm excited to be the first go-getter on your Power Hour. Let's see, am I looking good, Chris?
So far, so good, Kim.
Okay, let's get, let's see, page view. Why am I? Full screen. Here we go. All right, good. Well, as Chris has mentioned, we're going to be talking about the 5 mistakes businesses make on Instagram. So this is really a good introductory course for people who dabble in Instagram, participate in some social media, but maybe haven't jumped into the level you really want to. What I like about this is it's pointing out things you really need to be doing that a lot of businesses aren't doing. So if you aren't on Instagram, it's giving you that opportunity to jump in there and do it right off the bat. So that's what we want to do, is save you time and get you feedback and get you results from what you're doing and what you're putting time and investing into, as opposed to like, I'm doing the social media thing, but I really don't know if it's doing any good for my business. So again, thanks IKAGG for having me, and I'm super excited to share this information with you guys today. So, we all know the stats, we all know the numbers, but it's just a huge amount of people are on social media. 79% of just the US population alone has a social network account. So that's 258 million people. And I don't know if you do business with 258 million people, but if you don't, you could, get a little closer to that number by being on social media and being active. Facebook, we all know it reigns supreme, right? We got a lot of daily active users on there, a ton, a billion, if you will. Facebook's good. It is hard to grow a following on there, as so my talk's going to focus on Instagram. A lot of people have either mastered Facebook or paid for Facebook following, or just don't see any results at all on Facebook. So it's kind of like these 3 situations, and it's difficult to kind of organically grow that on your own. So with Instagram, you can organically make a difference, and you can organically find clients. And I love that about this platform. And that's why I really tout this. And 3 years ago, I was like, I hate Instagram. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm a Facebook user. Why can't I just share a post that I want to share a post? And you'll get over it, but you'll start seeing results much faster than you will on Facebook, and you'll like that. Keeps you engaged. LinkedIn, again, about 300 million monthly active users, so a very lower population, but the people that are on LinkedIn are definitely your target market, right? They have great jobs, they have homes they own. That's probably who you want to be doing business with. So a lot fewer users and a lot less frequent use, but you are getting higher quality individuals on LinkedIn. So kind of a broad overview of all social media, well, not all, but a couple popular social media platforms for you all. So The details, right? Why should I care? Why be invested in this? And I'm going to just kind of briefly touch on all of these because they're all super, super important. You want to educate the world with your expertise, okay? This is something that you know a lot more about than your clients do, than the general public does. So sharing that is a great way to do that. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is on social media. You also want to bring awareness to your business services. You know, maybe you're having some specials, that sort of thing. And don't forget your clients and your local community, people you already have in that pipeline as a potential client. You want to connect and engage with them. And social media, again, is a really great place to do that. Oh, guess what? Google, right? We all want to rank with Google. We want to get on the first page, second page, you know, top 5 pages if we can. Google recognizes your social media activity. So when I search AEC Consultant Group on Google, I see what I've posted to LinkedIn. I see what I've posted to Instagram. I see these things along with content I've shared and website updates and pages. So those are all things you want to help build your online presence for your business. Obviously, it's a great way to build relationships and build rapport with potential clients, right? You can kind of creep around in their account, see what they're up to, and help that be a way to make an introduction. Bring an awareness to an event you're hosting, recognize partners, suppliers, we'll get into that in more detail. You can find staff. Are you continually, like maybe you're a trade business, painting, landscaping, you're always looking for employees. It's a great place to do testimonials from your current employees and find staff and new people to work with. And of course, every platform has advertising opportunities for you. Ooh, that's a pixelated image. Oh well, full screen. So when I think of marketing, I think of it as kind of that traditional, how do you fill the jar, right? How do you get the rocks? How do you get the pebbles? How do you get the sand into the jar? And to do that, the rocks are really the foundational pieces of your marketing. So that's your website, right? Those are your relationships. These are big core key things that you have established, that you put time and energy into, and they're building your business. Now the pebbles are things you do maybe once a month, okay? So you start filling that in between the gaps of the rocks. And that's maybe an email campaign once or twice a month, right? Maybe you call a list of 20 past clients that you love working with to kind of re-engage them. You put that in the pebble zone. But the sand, right, it fills all the cracks and it goes from the bottom to the top of that jar. And the sand, you know, you're not doing that just once, but like it's a more frequent application. And so that sand is really the social media in my mind. So you got kind of your website in the rocks, emails, personal outreach in the pebbles, but that sand, you know, you can reach out, do social media posts 3-5 times a week, and that just fills the gaps. You're constantly staying top of mind with your potential clients, and that is where you're going to see success in your social media game. So real quick, before we get into everything, let's look at Instagram by the numbers. Some people are, you know, they have these numbers and like, they kind of mean things to some people. To me, who manage multiple accounts, they mean things to me. Like I see an account, I'm like, oh, so this is what's going on. So I'm going to give you my insight to that before we get into the 5 problems. But here on the left, we have who I call Spammy Sam. Okay. So Spammy Sam follows everybody and about, 10 to 15% follow him back. So you can see he's following 6,800 people. He's posted 6,800 times and he's got 1,500 followers. Outstanding, Sam. He's not, obviously probably not putting out quality content. We'll talk about the post, right? If you have 500 posts, let's look here in the middle, you should have roughly organically 1,000 followers, okay? We'll get into that again here with the third individual, but you're no following Frida, right? So here's a gal, she's out there, she's posting all the time, 500 posts, 400 followers, but she's not going to follow anybody. Sometimes you see 29 accounts somebody's following. And again, we're going to talk about this in our talk, but like you want to use this following number. This is a really important number to help you grow your followers. Ultimately, you want these followers to be a high number. So last here we have works hard Will, okay? He is working hard for the money. I'm just going to show you kind of a snippet of the post that they put out there. You might say, we call this curated, right? Everything kind of has the same look and feel, color, the live videos. He's doing things right. It's just, he's doing a ton of work and not seeing the results. So again, as I had mentioned, If you have 800 posts, you should have 1,600 followers organically, okay? Not doing anything crazy, not buying followers, that sort of thing. 1,600, so 2 times the number of posts should be the number of followers you have, if not more. You know, we can see that as a 3 times multiplier, 4 times multiplier is great. Your following, I like to keep your following no more than like 2.5 times your amount of followers. So to avoid being spammy Sam, right? If you have 1,500 followers, sure, follow up to 3,000, but don't try to go too much further than that. Again, kind of keeps you in that zone. Now, when you're over 1,500 followers, you really don't need to follow 3,000 people. Now, when you're young and you only have 70 followers, you might have days where you're following 300 people, but you're going to play with that number to get the results where you want to be. So with that, okay, we're going to jump into the mistakes. Mistake number 1, people just don't plan their content and they don't post consistently. So this is like the first roadblock, right? If you can't get past this, they're just not active on social media. If you can get past this, you can fine tune the rest of it. So you really got to put a lot of time and attention into planning your content and posting consistently. 2 things you got to do on social media. You got to post content and you have to engage and interact. So people ask, what do I post, right? Well, again, as Chris mentioned in the introduction of me, solve your clients' problems. Take a step back. Don't talk about yourself all the time, but talk about your clients. Talk about what they engage with every day, what they're struggling with homeschooling, how life can be so much easier if they would just work with you and do these things, right? Put the spin on it, but you need to solve your clients' problems. It is really, really important. So 4 types of content I like to post, and I'm going to share some of these ideas with you at the end. I'm going to share a little piece I've pulled together, but content should fall into one of 4 categories. It should educate, it should inspire, it should connect to community, or it should really go behind the scenes of the company. So these are the 4 things that I like my content to do when I am posting to social media. So write these down. And again, when you're scheduling your content, make a sheet of paper, 4 columns, write those at the top, and just quick, off the top of your head, 10 things in each column. How can I inspire somebody with house cleaning? How can I go behind the scenes of my construction company? How do I connect to the community when I'm a photographer, right? Put down 10 ideas and all of a sudden you have 2-3 months worth of content for your social media. So what to post on social media? I am not going to read through all of these because I always talk longer than I plan to. So we're going to just cut back right now, but you're going to get a copy of this presentation, I assume, from Chris and Deanna. You know, there's such a variety of things, and that is all I can encourage you to do is keep it fresh, keep it authentic, and also really put time and energy into keeping it, you know, different. Again, that curated look that I showed you, I know what's coming down the pipeline on a Thursday before, you know, Works Hard will even post the information. So if you can stay on top of this, you know, and put a gritty reality, put some valuable content, put some seasonal things, right? If you want to celebrate National Donut Day, celebrate National Donut Day. So, but just try and keep a variety, and authenticity is super important in your social media. Now, consistent posting, again, key. Content is king, consistency is queen. You want to post 3 to 4 times a week, which isn't too overwhelming. Again, if you can get 2 to 3, you're going to be going places, okay? So don't get discouraged if you're like, oh, I want to try and post every day. Don't start there. Start small, work your way up to that. You want to create a content calendar. I like to plan 2 weeks in advance. Some people say 6 months. Some people say 2 months. I think it's absurd to think about what I'm posting in 2 months. So I sit down for an hour every 2 weeks for my clients, and I literally just go one by one through them and what we're going to post. And again, have like a monthly calendar that you refer back to, that you can say, oh man, I run a Christmas in July special. I got to start promoting that in June and really hammer it in July. Because next thing you know, July passes and you're like, oh no, I didn't do anything about Christmas in July. And now I have to really work hard to get my clients in November and December because I didn't run that special. So make sure to think about the year calendar when you're planning your content. Use a scheduling program. I do sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I manage multiple accounts and I still like posting old school. Some scheduling programs have limitations. You'll find ones you like, but Later, Loomly, Hootsuite, they're all options out there. and definitely review your analytics. I never review my own, but I review them for my clients when they get their monthly report. You'd be so surprised what organically got 1,500 followers on a post. You're like, I can't believe that happened. So make sure you're following your analytics. Now, second tip of how people are making mistakes in their business on Instagram, they're failing to use hashtags, okay? Again, #, right? You really wanna make sure you use these in your post. You get 30 per post on Instagram. So again, hashtags are all the words squished together with the # in front of it. Again, I'm not going to go through the details of these, but communities you work in, you get 30 of these. If you find a really popular post, like let's say you're a landscape contractor, right? Hashtag landscape design, hashtag landscape contractor, hashtag outdoor oasis, hashtag building the future, whatever. Like work 3 or 4 or 5 iterations of something that's super relevant to your post. And these can change, but you're going to have some that stay the same for each time that you do a post. And again, every post, put them on there, use them. There used to be a point where, you used to return a lot and have the space and some breathing room to your content. It's not that important anymore. Like I actually like to read hashtags of people, especially the first couple, and see where they're going with it. You can have fun with it, right? Things my husband hates. That's a decent hashtag. So hashtags, oh my gosh, the results you can see from them. Again, this is a client of mine, not a huge following right now. We've been working together 2-3 months. There's like 600 maybe followers we have. The key takeaway here, this is like the hashtags we use. We use some neighborhoods, we use what they do. They reached 557 accounts from this one post, okay? 79% of those people were not following this account. Like this is where Instagram separates itself from Facebook. You have to be following people on Facebook, and even then you don't see things. On Instagram, you have the opportunity to be seen by hashtags. Hashtags are basically your keywords. So from hashtags, 436 of these 557 people saw this post. Don't tell me you don't need to use your hashtags, because you need to use your hashtags. Now, the third mistake people fail to do when running their Instagram is they fail to tag accounts. Now, this is a little bit more time consuming a little bit than the hashtags. Hashtags should come easy. You should have a list of them. You modify them for each post. Now, accounts, this is the @ symbol, right? So you're tagging accounts. So maybe you're taking a beautiful screen share of this presentation right now. And you want to say, hey, I turned into IKAGG Power Hour. You want to tag @IKAGG. You want to tag @AEC Consultant Group. Kim Naughtin was doing a social media presentation. So, you can do a lot of different things with that. You can tag places, you can tag people, you can tag products. But every time you tag somebody, you're basically like pulling them into your business. So anybody that follows them is now getting more exposure to you. So it's a connector, right? Here's the super popular Denver Nuggets, right? Kim, AEC Consultant Group. I'm at the Denver Nuggets game last year. I tagged them at the game. All of a sudden, people that are tagging Denver Nuggets, they're seeing what's going on there. So if you can jump onto somebody's wagon, do it, because it's going to get more exposure for your company. Again, I'll let you read through these. There's a little bit more in depth on that. Again, just some tagging examples for some clients we've done. Businesses, right? Some people aren't on Instagram. That makes it a little bit more difficult. This was a golf tournament on the right. So the association that hosted it, the golf course we golfed at, my business, the businesses I golfed with, my personal account, and also the hashtag. So again, be sure you're doing a combination of tagging where possible, but always using your hashtags. The mistake number 4, they're not engaging with accounts. So remember, no follow Nancy or Frida, or I don't know. They're just not engaging with people on Instagram. And what did I say in the beginning? The 2 things you need to do, you need to post content and you need to engage. So you need to be active on social media. Instagram knows what you're doing. They know if you have been on there. You need to be present 5 minutes a day, liking, commenting, dropping emojis, hearting posts, okay? That's that activity piece. Anybody who comments on your post, that's a positive thing, even if it's not positive, reply to them and be kind, take the high road, never the low road, and then monitor. You're gonna get weird things pop up. Someone's selling t-shirts or sunglasses on your post, delete those. So you just wanna stay in touch with what you're doing. So again, being active on there. You also want to connect with companies that you think are great clients for you, right? Or clients that you think are great clients. Can give you some research on it. You can do some liking and commenting. Sharing their posts or events they're hosting gets attention of somebody of you. So if you want to try and work with this big construction company, maybe that's a great way. They're promoting a event, a scholarship program. You share that on your page. Also, like, who's this gal? That was nice of her. Starts a relationship. And again, once rapport has been built, reach out, do a message. Again, a lot of automated messages out there. Hey, thanks for the share. Hey, thanks for the follow. You know, if you want to work together, let me know. Build the relationships and then worry about asking for the business. So the last mistake when running Instagram for your business, they're not using their following, right? So again, this is that person who has 6,000 followers and they're following 19. You probably have more than 19 clients. You should most definitely follow all of your clients, right? You need to follow your prospective clients, your hot list. Relevant product suppliers, right? People you work with, people you want to tag and things, all of the organizations you're a part of, the cities you're doing your work in, your competition. You totally want to follow your competition because you want to know what they're up to. Make sure you follow. Now, you don't have to like their posts. I'm not saying you have to do that, but you want to see what they're doing. Professional organizations, again, and consumers that are local. This is a great way if you are a business to consumer, right? House cleaning, electrician, plumber. If you start following people who like hashtag, let's say, Golden, Colorado, those people probably live in Golden, Colorado, right? Are you in St. Louis following Golden, Colorado? Probably not. Well, you're also not a good fit for a painter in Golden, Colorado. So there's great ways to be connected to consumers in your market for that. So again, don't forget the Instagram tip. Try to keep your following to no more than 2 times the amount of your followers. Again, in the beginning, growing your following, less than 300 followers, you can kind of bend that rule a little bit, but we like to stay in that location. So here is, again, another example. Just being sure, you use that following. This isn't bad, right? 400 followers, 119. But at this point, you're still growing your followers. Take that up to 800. And again, let's look at this, right? 550 posts, 400 followers. This right here, when I look at this account, I say they're working too hard and they're getting not enough attention. This needs to be at 1,000 if you have posted 500 times. So if you aren't seeing these 2 numbers play at a 2 times rate minimum, you're doing too much work and you're not getting the results. So something's not working in there. And I encourage you, call me. Say, hey, Kim, I have 300 followers and I've posted 600 times. We will have a half-hour conversation. We'll uncover the issues you're having and you can go on your merry way and do better in your Instagram game. That's what I'm here for. So after this, you guys are going to go into breakout time. That's going to be managed by the sponsors. There's going to have a little question here, which I'm sure will be produced with you guys. But this was such a great time. Gosh, that was a lot of information in 27 minutes. I still got 3. You can find me on Instagram, right? You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, email, phone, obviously our website. I do have a private group as well called Contractor Marketing Tips. I work a lot in the home services specialties, business to consumer, as well as architects and engineers and contractors. So you can kind of find some information there. And right now, I am doing a social media special this month. So if anybody wants to participate, they get 50% off their first month with me. No commitment required after that. So if you just want to get some, 100 followers in a month and see what happens and how it works to have somebody manage it for you, now might be a good time to do that. But what we do done for you marketing work. We want to take the time and the pressure off of you guys running your business so we can get some quality marketing done. So it's website design, branding, social media, email marketing. And real quick, I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to drop something. I think, Chris, you're getting ready to overtake the screen, which is great. I'm going to drop in the chat a PDF. Oh boy, I got to exit out of everything. There we go.
Perfect.
A PDF. This is something I've created that is 24 different social media content ideas for consumer-based services. So if you're not consumer-based, hey, reach out to me. I probably have one for you as well. But that list of like how to inspire, how to educate, how to go behind the scenes, how to connect with community, I actually have it pulled together in a handy dandy PDF, which I'm hoping to drop. Hang on. Chris, why am I not able to drop it in here?
Well, if you can't put it in, Kim, we can make sure that
We'll send it out.
Yeah, we'll send it out to everybody.
Great.
No worries there.
Good,
Yep,
good.
We're gonna do a little bit of a data dump on everybody with all these goodies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Kim Naughtin a great big round of applause.
Thanks, guys.
Great stuff there. Thank you, Kim, for all that you did. Wonderful stuff. So, guys, I'm going to jump into a screen share real quick for you, because here is what's going to happen next. You're going to be broken out into some breakout rooms. Let me get that guy off the top there. You're going to be broken out into some breakout rooms, and you're going to have these questions to discuss. We're going to have our sponsors leading these to make sure that the conversation flows. They will be calling on you. And please try to answer all 3 questions. What are the roadblocks you face when it comes to using Instagram for your business? What are some creative approaches you have used to connect with your target market on Instagram? And of course, what was a light bulb moment you had during the presentation? Some great stuff, something that just popped out at you. It was a real good light bulb moment. All of the rooms are already set up and ready to go. So I'm going to break you off into your breakout rooms. You'll have 15 minutes. At the end of 15 minutes, the rooms will auto close and we'll all meet back here. So have fun, and we'll see you at Quarter Till. Excellent stuff. I hope you had a great time in your breakout discussions. We're going to go back to the screen share real quick. And as we do this, we're going to ask the sponsors / room leaders to share a little bit with us. So we'll start off with the top. Amy Williamson. Amy, can you tell us what were some of the light bulb moments that your group had? You can unmute yourself and take it away.
I think the one that hit the most was Seth's light bulb moments. I would say adding people. Seth said that he sounded like he had the most experience out of us with Instagram and how things work, and the light bulb moment for him was adding that @ symbol and other people to tag their businesses and make sure that they work. And Beverly mentioned that just engaging her followers, that was a light bulb moment, was just kind of engaging with them and being more proactive in having those conversations.
Excellent. How about for you?
I surprisingly don't even use Instagram. I'm doing good to try. I was going to start with Facebook and then get on Instagram. So my light bulb moment, it sounds like Instagram's going to be more of the push and where I ought to really actually start. So I may still continue with some momentum with the Facebook page and get some things out of there, but not post as much as what I was intending to at the beginning, and take on Instagram and see what I can do.
There you go. Yeah, those are great. I mean, when you think about using the @ symbol and engaging in with those other individuals and those other clients, people, it just brings you into their fold and allows you to be seen by their following, which is great. So excellent stuff. Thank you, Amy. Give Amy a hand, everybody. All right, let's go over to Laura. Lori, what are some of the light bulb moments your group discovered?
I had a really awesome group. I just want to say the conversation was awesome, and we all had such a diverse experience level. So there was some really great sharing. So appreciate that. The fact that you could use 30 hashtags, that was an aha moment for Diane. We all were kind of like, oh, on the ratio of followers to following. That was a big like, oh, we didn't know that. And that growing your organization is actually easier on Instagram than Facebook. I didn't know that. David True didn't know that. That was like a big wow. I use Instagram, but not nearly like Facebook. So that was a really big takeaway. And I think the thing that landed on me personally, and it was so simple, and sometimes you miss the simplicity of things,
right,
was when Kim said, just use these 4 areas and map out 10 things, right? So the four areas of, I wrote them all down. It was educate, inspire, behind the scenes, and connecting to the community, and just listing out 10 things in each of those. Well, you'll always have a funnel. And I was like, duh, that's so brilliant. That's like, it's just so easy to just put it down and then you have it. So that was our discussion on the aha moments.
Excellent. Love it. That's great stuff. Thank you, Laura. Laura, give her a hand. Great job, team. Let's go to Ashley. Ashley Mitchell, how about your group? What did you guys discuss as the light bulb moments?
So I would say the following in general, like just knowing those ratios was huge, because I'm not big on me following other people, but I want a bunch of people to follow me. So like I feel like that. And then like the engagement part, you know, like I have the Instagram and I get on there and I post, but I don't engage really. The hashtags I know is a huge one for Mitch. You know, he uses them, but now he's going to be utilizing them even more. And then the other thing is like the LinkedIn, like even though, yeah, the LinkedIn people may not be on there as much, but for a lot of us, that is kind of our ideal clientele, is people that are more business owner and they're more established and stuff like that. I personally think I need to hire someone else to do my LinkedIn, because I'm very bubbly and I feel like it needs to be more business related on LinkedIn.
Well, it's still your personality, but yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
No, those are great takeaways. The hashtags, I had no idea with that 30, but I immediately thought to myself, well, you could write out a list of hashtags and have them in a Word document that you just copy and paste over, or
That's what I
on
do.
your notes on your phone, where you just copy and paste over, and make it so simple for yourself, you know, that it's just a click and a click and a click. So that was great stuff. Good stuff. Give Ash a hand, guys. Great stuff. Let's go over to Allison. Allison Hillman, how about your team?
So one of the big ones that Jill and I had were rocks, pebbles, sand, and being able to differentiate things with that. And then just same along the lines of Laura Lori's group, the educate, inspire, behind the scenes, connect to community, just not reinventing the wheel, keeping it simple in those 4 categories. And then just being smart on how we're engaging. I think Jackie was a lot more inspired to do her Instagram and stuff, and just creating that content calendar, how that's just going to make things a lot easier for everyone.
Yep. Excellent. No, I love the rocks, sand, rocks, pebbles, sand. That's a great analogy of how you can look at what you're doing when it comes to building your business and keeping everything flowing. So great stuff. Give them a hand, guys. Love it. Love it. Let's go over to Jenny. Jenny Watts, how about your team?
There. So I was in the non-Instagram user group, and some of our light bulb moments again were the number of followers, you know, based on the amount of content you post. And you know, we like that because it's actually quantifiable. You know, you hear people all the time saying, "Oh, I need more followers. I need more followers." And if you have, you know, a bunch of followers, then you're doing great. Well, if your followers aren't engaging with you, then it means nothing. So actually having that number of followers be quantifiable is, you know, is really great. And then again, the 4 types of content was another, you know, kind of light bulb moment for our group.
Yeah, you know, those 4 types of content, I think that can be applied to just about any of your social media, depending upon how you use it. But really important when it comes to, you know, building that Instagram following is to have that engagement and that conversation. So good stuff, Jenny and the gang. Give them a hand, everybody. Let's go over to Rob. Rob Bergner, how about your team?
We had a good little group. We had, there were 2 of us that had never done Instagram. And then we had Marcy in there, who was our pro in the room, and then Marla. But I would say that our light bulb moments, we had a couple of them. The definitely that 4x10, the chart, the types of content, that was definitely one. Your ratio on your, you know, on your followers, your posts, and what have you. And then the other one that, you know, and you guys mentioned it, and we didn't really talk about it, but I liked the rock, pebble, sand as well. So it was definitely interesting, and I know that Linda and I are look forward to doing stuff. I've got to set up a profile first, but we had a good time.
Excellent. You know, you guys nailed it. Love it. Give them a hand, everybody. You know, again, that 4 types of content was one of the biggest takeaways. And, you know, like Laura said, it was right in front of probably all of us, but Kim brought it to light for us. So let's hear from Kim Naughtin again. Kim, if you can unmute yourself.
Sure. Yeah. No. Gosh, you guys. I love it when people have like takeaways from what we're saying. Again, it was fast. I was telling Anna, I was like, "Oh my, did I breathe?" A lot of information. So I'm glad you were able to follow along. There are a lot of kind of a little bit more detailed. I see in the chat. I've been kind of keeping up here. There's a couple things in the presentation itself. When Deanna gets that uploaded, you might see some things like, "Oh, she didn't even talk about that," but I saw a question in here, so you'll see that. And again, that whole like ratio thing, right? I've made that up, but it's real. It's not like it's published anywhere, but it is. I mean, again, when I see people that literally have 800 posts and 400 followers, I call them and tell them I can help them. Like this, it shouldn't be that hard. And they're making it just really hard on themselves and putting a lot. I mean, 800 posts. I'm like, God, that's a lot of posts. I don't want to spend that much time putting that out there. You know, I mean, if it was like 30 and 60, it's not a big deal, but whew, 800s, that's a ton. So
We want to thank
again,
you.
You know, we'll have Q&A next week, so I'm looking forward to being there with you guys.
Yep.
And again, if you have questions, I mean, I'm always available. So give me a
We
ring.
thank you so much, Kim Naughtin, for being
Lot
with
of
us
fun.
today, sharing these. Give her a hand again, everybody. Hope you got some great information. And the beauty of what we're doing with the IKAGG Power Hour is this. We're going to bring you speakers each month that are going to give you some food for thought. They're going to give you some great tips, but they're going to tell you exactly how to do this, not just what to do. You know, it's how you get it done so that you can be more efficient with whatever the topic might be. So again, we thank Kim Naughtin greatly. Let's keep rocking and rolling with some more information as we wrap up. Special treat for you. I talked about it earlier. I alluded to it. On Tuesday, October 13th, in the members only group for IKAGG Power Hour, Kim is going to be doing a Facebook Live with us. It's going to be a chance for you to get out there, flex yourself a little bit in Instagram over the course of the next week or so, and then come back together with Kim. And you'll actually be able to ask her some questions, say, hey, I experienced this. This is what's happening with my account. And she's going to be able to answer those for us. So there's more follow-up and more engagement from Kim on Instagram on October 13th from 12 to 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time right here at getconnectedstl.com. So please mark your calendars for that. For the next Power Hour, which will be Tuesday, November 3rd from 12 to 12:30, that's not right, from 12 to 1 Central Standard Time, Hannah Baumeister will be doing her doing a talk for us called Run Toward the Roar, an inspirational and motivational approach to really getting into your life and living it to the fullest extent. So mark your calendars for that, gang. Of course, you'll be seeing more about that. We'll be sending it out to you so you have all that. We want to thank all of our sponsors. We want to thank Amy Williamson with Pivotal Point Accounting. We want to thank Ashley Mitchell with the Sparkle Cleaning Company, Rob Bergner of Ziegler Signs, Laura Laurie with Vibrant Living by Laura, Jenny Watts of Right Ambitions, and of course, Allison Hillman of BTP, Been There Photography by Allison. We want to thank you so much for sponsoring this. We want to thank Kim Naughtin once again for her fabulous presentation. Kim can be reached at Kim@AEC Consultant Group, and we'll make sure we have that information out to you as well. So if you ever have any questions, feedback, maybe you want to talk to her a little bit more about how she does what she does, you can reach out to Kim. Thank you, Kim, so much. Give her a hand. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you. We want to thank you for taking an hour out of your day to come and be part of the IKAGG Power Hour. We ask that you invite other people to join in on this because we're going to do this every month, an interactive educational event like no other. And we hope that you enjoyed your time with us today. Until we see you again, we want to thank you for being here. We're going to stop the screen share real quick so we can always do our awkward IKAGG goodbye. We do it at every meeting. Thank you so much for being here. You're all unmuted. Unmute yourself. Have a fabulous day and go out there and be amazing.
Thank you so much.
Until we meet again.
Good one.
Be well.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye,
all.
bye.
Thank you.
Wonderful
thank
meeting.
you.
Thank you.
Wonderful
Great
meeting.
to
Have a great
see.
day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.